Free kick here for Italy, and I can take you through the sides. England, the visitors now, with Hart in goal, Walker at right back, Jones and Jagielka in the centre. Smalling forced off towards the end of the first half with an injury. Kieran Gibbs at left back. Walcott, Carrick now, Henderson, Delph in midfield, and Rooney and Kane up front. Although Walcott is often drifting up front and Rooney's often drifting into midfield, so the front place is pretty interchangeable. Determined run from Wayne Rooney, but it was brought to a close by Andrea Ranocchia. Tall, very elegant Inter Milan defender, Ranocchia, but he is a little bit error-prone. There's a number of Inter fans I know who hold their breath every time the ball goes near him. And England have a corner at the start of the second half. Just quickly run you through the Italian side. Buffon, Ranocchia, Bonucci, Chiellini, Florenzi, Parolo, Valdifiori, Soriano, Darmian, Pellè, the goal scorer, and Eder. In comes the corner, decent delivery. Buffon's going for it though, and has it comfortably and starts the counter-attack. Chiellini, his club mate. Italy have only one man further forward. And Kane has caught Chiellini. Well, at least according to the referee and according to Chiellini. Let's have a look. No, absolutely not. Chiellini slipping over, but the referee buying it. No damage done. Free kick for Italy. Bonucci lofts it forward. Here's Darmian, who made a couple of very promising runs down this Italian left-hand side. One that very nearly led to a goal. Jagielka having to do well to hoik the ball away from Eder as he looked to pounce. Pellè with the chest off. Soriano. Forced backwards. Valdifiori, nicely measured pass. Chiellini, whose cross led to the goal. Not this time. Shot there of Antonio Conte coming back to Juventus. It's been a traumatic time though for him since he left the club. He's fallen out with a number of the Juventus directors who suggest that his Italian training camp training systems and methods are too harsh on the players. A couple of Juve players have basically picked up injuries. That's why the complaints have come in. Ogbonna and most recently Marchisio. And in fact there was a bit of a farcical story, if you haven't followed it, involving Marchisio, who pulled up in training on Friday and was reported by the Italian doctor as having ruptured his knee, an injury that would mean him missing the rest of the season and probably the start of next season as well. And he went back to Juventus, and the Juventus club doctor said no, he's just got a swelling and he'll be back in a fortnight. So misdiagnosis there. Oh, that's a lovely attempted pass from Soriano. Really clever little ball with the outside of his foot, and it required some good defending. Walker, far too casual, closed down. Soriano, who plays for Sampdoria, who are proving to be one of the surprise sides of Serie A this season under coach Sinisa Mihailovic, a former Sampdoria player, the Serb. Here's Valdifiori, who had a very steady first half on his debut. Darmian does well to take the ball inside on his first touch. Good ball into Eder! Brilliant save, and the chance is still there. Well, well, well. That should have been 2-0. Pellè showing that he's not quite as accomplished with his feet as he is with his head. Lovely play by Eder, and you've got to give credit to Joe Hart. That's a good save. And when the chance fell, it was Jagielka who cleared it. And Pellè, who had much more time than he realised and much more of the goal to aim at than he realised, has blown the chance. Carrick, slotted into the centre-back position. Italy defending in a 3-5-2 formation and putting a fair bit of pressure on the ball as soon as it comes within, say, 40 yards of their goal. And England unable to pick their passes accurately enough at the moment. Throw into England. Florenzi getting involved in a bit of unnecessaries. Shaking hands with Rooney in the end. Lost in translation, perhaps. I'm not sure that Rooney speaks any more than 2 or 3 words of Italian. I don't think Florenzi has any English either, so anyway, the play continues, more importantly. Misplaced pass. It was intended, I think, for Jones from Delph there, but went way behind him. That was a little bit casual there from Phil Jones. Delph. Layoff for Gibbs. Henderson trying to take control of things. Turns away from Val de Fiori and finds Delph again. Rooney and Walcott in the penalty area. Kane trying to drop a little deeper. It's Kane that needs to be in the penalty area. There he is on the edge of the box. He might get the lucky break. Chance to shoot! And has the corner. First glimpse of goal for the England centre-forward. He got it on target, in fairness to him as well. Didn't quite connect with as much power as he would have been looking for. But the corner, always a chance for England to create some problems for any defence. Henderson curls it in. Headed up but not away from Parolo. Still in the danger zone. Soriano, I think it was that time with the header. Kane beaten in the air. England want a penalty, that would be ambitious. England have done very well, though, to keep pressure on the Italians. And Henderson furious with the assistant referee, who has awarded, I think, a free kick to the Italians. No, the referee's overruled it. It's going to be a throw. Now, that's not a penalty in a million years. Well, Rooney should have been perhaps a little bit more focused on going after the ball there than appealing. Kyle Walker with the throw-in. His Tottenham teammate Kane, one of the obvious targets. It's short instead to Jordan Henderson of Liverpool. Jones, who I have to say looked a little uncomfortable in midfield in the first half. Now back in a more familiar role in the defence. Delph. Here's Walker looking for the little give and go, and he's got some space as well, Walker, but instead it's in towards Rooney with the layoff. Nice little touch. Rooney with the half chance to push it wide! And that could and should have been an equalising goal. It's Kieran Gibbs, and it was a clear chance. And it was good play from England, in truth. Nice link-up between Rooney and Kane. And Buffon threw himself down to cover the near post, but Gibbs, in truth, should have done better. Should have at least hit the target. And another change, Theo Walcott, who in truth has been very disappointing. Replaced by the gifted, if somewhat unpredictable, talents of Ross Barkley. I like Barkley. I think he's a proper footballer. He's a bit rough round the edges, as you might expect at his age, but I'd really like Roy Hodgson to try and find space for him if he can in this England team. certainly over the next couple of years as he matures. Here's Carrick, whose England career has been a little bit stop-start in truth. Not always of his own making, often overlooked when he was playing well and sometimes included when he wasn't playing particularly well. Here's Delph. Little give and go. England, that's better football. Rooney it was in the end who tried to be a little bit too cute with it. Jones underneath the clearance. Ranocchia steps in and away from trouble. Here's Soriano, immediately looking for his counter-attacking options. That's a good ball again from the Sampdoria man. Eder. Italy a little slow to bring support further forward. Here's Valdefiori. Darmian. He's not going to get the wrong side of Kyle Walker there, no. It was a nice little flick from Darmian, but Walker's quick and noticeably stronger. And Joe Hart, on his 50th England appearance, will be disappointed to have been beaten by Southampton's Graziano Pellè, but hoping his teammates can find some joy further forward. Here's Delph, who's been tidy without really threatening very much to offer enough support to the England front runners. Here's Henderson. Here's Delph again. A little bit of an opportunity here. Delph looking for the give and go. Barkley, clever turn. Nice work again. Takes the ball away from Eder. Nice ball from Barkley. Walker struggled to bring it under control, but he's got the throw in deep in Italian territory. Really needs a couple of England players to move towards him with a little bit more enthusiasm than they are currently. Here's Kane. Carrick. Clipped in. But by the time Henderson looked up, nobody in a white shirt was there. Eder couldn't quite get his foot high enough to keep possession for the Italians. And England doing well here, just keeping the Italians pressed back and probing for an equalising goal. Walker. Run being made for him by Carrick. Walker looks to go alone, and that's a free kick. Darmian, who plays in this city, but not in this stadium. Torino man. Versatile full-back, can play right or left-back. In fact, he played right wing-back, I should say, against Bulgaria at the weekend, and now switched across, and we're going to get a triple change for the Italians. No messing around. Immobile. Abate coming on. In comes the cross from England. I think England have the throw-in. I think Carrick could have moved a bit quicker there and kept that in, but anyway. Delph. It's got Henderson. Henderson doesn't want it, though. He's pointing somewhere else, and Delph perhaps should have listened to the advice because he's played a casual pass. Eder. Walker's quick, though, and snuffs out the danger. And we're going to get the change. And Ciro Immobile, Ignazio Abate and Franco Vasquez coming on. Vasquez, number 23, for his Italy debut. And we're just waiting confirmation as to the other two players exiting. You can see Alessandro Florenzi is one of them. Abate will replace him on the right-hand side of the midfield. Eder coming off, and Immobile going on. Immobile, an extra yard of pace than the Brazilian-born, who nonetheless had an okay game. And finally, it's the goal scorer, Graziano Pellè, who makes way for Ciro Immobile, who's a big hero in this city as well. former Torino fan, the boos will be from the Juventus fans in the stadium. The generous applause will be from the Torino fans, for whom he scored 22 goals in 35 games the season before last. Last season, I should say. I beg your pardon. Little chest off, chance straight away. Well, Immobile, half asleep still there, didn't react quickly enough. Had a great chance to put Italy 2-0 up. Here's Immobile again. Tries to slide the ball through a gap. Delph to Rooney. Good strength from Rooney. Wins the free kick. England had possession, but referee deciding it wasn't enough of an advantage. Rooney driving it across to this near side. Jones, a little bit of a hospital ball to Carrick, who did well to deal with it. Here's Henderson. Clipped into the area. Rooney looking to get the wrong side of Ranocchia. Does so. Abate can't hold him off. Here's Delph. Nobody in a white shirt apart from, strangely, Kyle Walker in the penalty area at the moment. Here's Henderson. Barkley with the layoff. Ranocchia hoiking it out of play. Roy Hodgson looking on. The rhythm of the match might not be quite as impressive as it was in the first half. Substitutions often take away from fluency, but it might open things up a little bit as well. Foul on Carrick by Soriano. Strongly built Soriano. Easily shrugged aside the slightly lighter built Michael Carrick. Oh, that's a nice turn from Barkley. Looks to get it onto his right foot. Thought temporarily about going centrally, but then optioned Kyle Walker on the right-hand side, who had space. That wasn't a bad ball, a little deep, but towards a couple of white shirts. Gave them half a chance at least. That was casual. Walker is a little bit fortunate with the rebound there. Jagielka. Delph into Rooney. Tipped over the top to Gibbs, but he'll be doing very well to keep that in. He's quick, the Arsenal man, but not that quick. Buffon making adding another cap, I should say, to an already outrageously impressive record. This is his 147th appearance for the Italian national team tonight. Will comfortably go past 150 in his career, barring injuries. Here's Immobile, possibly handball, but the referee says no. Soriano. Darmian, nice turn from Immobile, quick feet. Ball was behind Soriano, who knew where Abate was, but hadn't spotted the white shirt that was between them. Here's Barkley, and England have a great chance here. Barkley driving into the penalty area. And well challenged. Rooney again appealing for the penalty. And again, the cries fell on deaf ears. Barkley managing to get away from the first challenge, but showed too much of it. You can see it just came off his ankle a little. And he never quite had the ball under full control after that. Ranocchia. Parolo, who's been very quiet overall, the Lazio man, apart from one early long-range effort, which Hart did well to tip over. And again, England playing all sorts of silly buggers at the back, and a little fortunate to get away with it. And they've won the free kick. Gibbs unhappy with the challenge that came in on him. And, Italy going to make another change. Marco Verratti about to come on. May well be Valdifiori who goes off, but he's can be very pleased with his debut, the Empoli man in the number 14 shirt. Haven't seen so much of him in the second half, in fairness, but decent game. Winning the header, but wasn't able to direct it towards Immobile. Here's Henderson. First touch wasn't the best and has taken him slightly down a blind alley. Tries to force his way between two players. He's done well there, Henderson. Was looking for the free kick, but indeed, that is the change, and he gets a very generous round of applause, Valdifiori. And Verratti comes on for the second half of the second half, essentially. Slots into the midfield five. Back to Hart from Gibbs. And England's bright start to the second half has just blown itself out a little bit now. Italy have also had a couple of chances in this second half to have added to the score. And England have played a little bit of a risky game at times in defence. Oh dear. Poor first touch. And Italy very quick to spot any opportunity to rob England of possession in midfield. Immobile. He's got options wide of him. Verratti. Soriano couldn't take it. Oh, he was unlucky though. Here's Darmian. Blue shirts drifting away from the penalty area rather than towards it, but Italians happy to just keep possession for the moment. Verratti. Bonucci being closed down, and Rooney not supported in that front, so Italy can play their way through the midfield again. Oh dear. Quite sure what that was supposed to be from Ranocchia. England have won the throw-in. Chiellini a little unhappy, chatting with his coach. There may be another change coming. It was widely expected, certainly amongst the Italian journalists, that Bonucci and Chiellini would probably only play a half, as Juventus have important Champions League games to focus on. And Conte, who isn't exactly flavour of the month with Juventus at the moment, would probably concede them that little victory, but he hasn't. He's kept them both on. And there's going to be another yellow card, second of the match. First for an English player. Phil Jones it is. Who was just a little slow into the challenge. And England making another change. Fabien Delph is coming off. And Andros Townsend coming on. Made a remarkable impression, Townsend, on his England debut, but hasn't quite managed to push on from there, partly because of injury, in fairness to him. Still, young man, plenty of time to improve. Darmian with another chance, plays it in. Well, he had the right idea, he just didn't quite weight the pass correctly, and Vasquez couldn't get there. Vasquez, who plays for Palermo, it's his Italy debut tonight. Gifted player, likes to drop off the main striker. A role the Italians often call seconda punta, the second forward, if you like. Barkley. And again, the Everton youngster, rumoured to be the target of a couple of £50 bids, yeah, £50 million bids in the summer. Chelsea and Manchester City very interested in him. Here's Immobile. Didn't have the strength, but he might have the speed. Well, the Mexican wave making its way around the stadium, which is not quite full tonight. Oh, that's a mistake by Chiellini, and Rooney's in! And Buffon makes a splendid save. Terrible misjudgment by Giorgio Chiellini, his first of the match, really. And Wayne Rooney had the chance there to level up with Gary Lineker. It was fairly Route 1 stuff. Rooney couldn't find the right angle to beat Buffon, and in fact, that was Chiellini's last contribution. Emiliano Moretti coming on. And Moretti, who's a little bit of an unusual choice, really. 33 years of age. And Darmian is also coming off. It's substitutions a go-go here as Luca Antonelli comes on. Antonelli started at left wing-back against Bulgaria, but was dropped for tonight. He'll be a straight swap for Darmian, wearing the number 5 shirt. Talking about Moretti, became the oldest ever Italian debutant when he started a friendly win against Albania in November. 33 years of age, 5 months, 7 days. It's not exactly building for the future, but he's a tidy player, always has been. Particularly had a good few years at Valencia, when Valencia were one of the stronger Spanish sides. He was the left back for them, but left side tonight of the 3 centre-backs that Conte likes. 3-5-2, the formation preferred by the Italian coach. Moretti on the left-hand side of those 3, alongside Bonucci and Ranocchia. Well, England will be encouraged by that. Here's Kane. Good ball in! And Rooney again was there or thereabouts. I think he was expecting the corner, he didn't get it. But again, it was decent football. It was a little bit of a lucky break for Kane, but he took advantage of it. And he put a very, very dangerous ball in. Oh, and it's a nice moment for Ryan Mason. Makes his England debut, the Tottenham midfielder, replacing Jordan Henderson, who in truth hasn't had one of his better games in an England shirt. (16 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. If you're just joining us, welcome along. Italy leading 1-0 thanks to Graziano Pellè's goal in the 29th minute. England falling asleep after a corner was taken. Giorgio Chiellini muscling his way past Phil Jones on the flank, crossing it in, and Pellè, Italy's tallest outfield player, was left unmarked, and he headed home past Joe Hart. Rooney hit the bar for England, also saw a shot well saved by Buffon, but Italy themselves have had 2 or 3 good chances to have added to the lead, most noticeably. Oh, dearie me, again England, all sorts of games they're playing back there. Shows you the risk you take when you select players that haven't become used to playing with each other. Always a danger of miscommunication. Here's Antonelli. He's got Soriano behind him, Immobile ahead of him. Bonucci. wants a blue shirt to make a run into the penalty area. Telegraphed the pass out wide. It was well picked off by Gibbs. But he'll be doing very well to get the wrong side of Abate, who's reckoned to be the quickest Italian currently playing top-flight football. Used to be a winger, Abate. Truth be told, he doesn't quite have the skill to be a winger, but he's a decent enough wing back because he does the defensive side of the game comfortably enough. And as I say, he's fast. Again, England's pass and move attempts break down. Ball over the top from Verratti, and Immobile is onside. Everyone stood still. Flag stayed down. Oh, and it rightly stayed down as well. It was a very well-timed run by Immobile, and he perhaps should have done a little better. Missed a couple of chances against Bulgaria at the weekend, was eventually substituted. Given another go here. Cross comes Marco Verratti. Good ball in! Deary me. Nobody quite knew where that was, and Phil Jones almost put it into his own net. Lovely work on the corner, though. Could easily have been a second goal for the Azzurri. Soriano drives it in. Chance here. Offside flag is up, though. Immobile appealing, but in truth he didn't quite manage to work his body into a shooting position in any case. Wouldn't have been able to take advantage even if he had been onside. Kane dropping very deep for possession, the young striker. Walker, Mason moving on the outside of him. Walker choosing to ignore him. Kane took it in under his feet well there because it wasn't the best pass to him. Gibbs. Italy back in numbers, just Immobile left forward for counter-attacking possibilities as England try to play their way through the centre. Didn't get away with it on that occasion. Shooting chance for Townsend! And he has scored a quite brilliant goal. England have equalised. And on the balance of play overall, you have to say that's probably about deserved. It was a very, very fine strike. Italian defence hesitated momentarily. Townsend took full advantage, pushed himself into a shooting position. And you can see here, drove it, and very, very well beyond the outstretched, flailing arm of Gianluigi Buffon. Very good goal for England. So, back where we were, all square. Does either team have enough desire to push on and win the match, or are we both happy with a draw? Let's wait and see. England tend to take friendly matches a little bit more seriously than the Italians do. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see England go for the win. Verratti pressurised there by Barkley, and a little bit upset with his teammate Bonucci, who didn't come to support him well enough or quickly enough. The England fans away to the left have found their voice as we move inside the final 10 minutes. In truth, they've been in pretty good voice for most of the match. Ball down the flank. Here's Rooney in with a chance. Good save again by Buffon. He's twice denied Rooney tonight. England have got a spring in their step now. Here's Walker. Mason. Gibbs. Townsend pulling wide for him. Barkley wants it infield. Italian defending has forced England back. But they'll be happy enough if they can keep possession. And with a bit of a reshuffle in the Italian midfield and defence, just might be able to take advantage. Here's Jones. Carrick. Italy with a raft of substitutions during this second half, and it's upset their rhythm a little bit. But England have made 3 or 4 as well. And they have been knocking on the door, in fairness. Here's Townsend. Quick feet, easily away from his marker there. Walker has Mason available, uses him. Little Tottenham trio potentially there as Kane moved for the pass but wasn't serviced. Townsend. Good tackle on him. Immobile. Now he has pace as well. Jagielka trying to keep up with him. Immobile dribbling himself into a little bit of a blind alley. And Jagielka has done very well, although Immobile was quickest to the bouncing ball. Good play from England as well on the counter break. Rooney pacing down through the centre. Here's Kane. Knew exactly where the defender was coming from. Good play from the Tottenham striker. Moves it wide. Walker. Men in the centre for England. One of them, Rooney. Good header defensively. It needed to be as well. And Italy rocking a little bit here as England have another corner. Buffon organising his defence. In it comes towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Closest man was Italian, Parolo. Back inside the penalty area, but that's going nowhere. At least not for England. Bonucci. Likes to bring it forward from defence, Bonucci. Passes aren't always accurate, there you go. Good example of it. But he occasionally does hit nice ones. Likes those sort of angled passes to full-backs or wingers looking into the space behind the opposition defence. Oh, that was a good play by Antonelli. Judged very nicely that Walker was going to struggle to bring that ball under control. There's a chance for Antonelli. Puts it wide. Well, it was good play from the full-back in fairness, because it was him spotting that England were in trouble. He moved on. There was a foul there, but the referee quite rightly played the advantage, and it was a good chance. And he beat Hart, but he couldn't find the inside of the far post. Hart with the left-footed clearance, not the most convincing I've ever seen. Again, Barkley this time giving possession away. Soriano. Parolo drives it wide. Italy trying to throw a few numbers into the box. They've got a couple in there now. Soriano one of them, but the corner will have to suffice for the time being. Abate it was with the attempted cross. Crowd booing as the English fans are given an announcement to wait for further instructions after the game is finished about exiting the stadium. In comes the corner. Corner again. A couple of handball appeals in there from both sets of players, but corner is the decision. Good defensive header. Townsend is going to be first to that ball, and he's got the pace to get away from the Italians. He's still going, Townsend. It's a good ball in. Well, Rooney and Barkley half-heartedly appealing for the pass back, but if that was a deliberate pass back, Ignazio Abate will be winning FIFA Player of the Year in the next couple of years, because that was quite magnificent. Well, friendly matches are often disappointing affairs as coaches tinker with formations, and players, particularly players who have Champions League matches or big league matches coming up, tend to play at 50%. But the players tonight, all of them, have contributed to a decent game. Barkley, not for the first time since coming on, caught in possession. Here's Immobile, driving at the England defence, and he'll have to settle for the throw. Both teams have scored a good goal. Both teams have had chances to score more. And another substitution for England. Gibbs coming off. Ryan Bertrand of Southampton coming on. Getting the last, well, what is it? 2.5, 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Antonelli with the throw. Soriano trying to defend possession, but not able to do so. Barkley hammering it away. Kane chasing back on Ranocchia, but the Inter defender had plenty of time there. Here's Moretti. And I think it was Moretti who, for England's goal, ducked out of the way of a challenge, allowing Townsend the space he needed to shoot. I could be wrong, I could be being unfair there. So we'll have a look at the replay after the match. Here's Bonucci. Soriano. Soriano can be pretty content with his first starting match for the national team. He's come on as a sub a couple of times. Here's Verratti. Antonelli, Immobile. England with everybody back behind the ball, having worked hard to get the equalising goal. The last thing they want to do is throw it away now in the closing minute or two. That's Bonucci again with the ambitious pass, and most of them this evening, I have to say, have gone into no man's land. Taking any chances, using Joe Hart as an outlet. Jagielka. Turn forward, but the pass is going to be an awkward one. Immobile. Nice first touch. Italy coach Antonio Conte still yelling instructions at his players as the final minute ticks away. We're into the last 20 seconds or so of normal time. There'll be a few minutes to add on for substitutions, of course, but there've not been any lengthy stoppages otherwise. We might get 3 minutes. And indeed, the fourth official is putting up the board now, and that's exactly as predicted. 3 minutes of stoppage time. England trying to play their way down the line. Mason's first touch wasn't the best. He's given the ball away. Immobile with the layoff. Verratti's got a couple of blue shirts away to his right. Here's Abate. Italy moving men forward as we move into stoppage time now. Verratti takes over. He's looking for the little ball through the middle of the defence, but nobody was making that run for him. And I think the crowd were a bit disappointed that nobody was making that run for him. Here's Immobile there. Little clipped ball. Nice idea. Not able to pick out Vasquez, who in truth on his debut hasn't really touched the ball. Number 23. Soriano. Kane back in with the challenge, but it was clearly off the Tottenham man for an Italy throw. Overall, I guess both coaches will be reasonably happy. No serious injuries. Given a lot of the fringe players a run out. They've discovered a few new things. Certainly Italy's Conte will have been pleased with the performance on his debut of Valdifiore. Here's Barkley. That's a powerful run. He wants Rooney to move for him. The drive comes in. That was a nice shot by Kane. Decided to try his luck from distance. And it was a decent hit. Good run from Barkley. The final pass let him down a little bit. And Buffon, despite his age, still one of the world's best keepers and down very, very sharply. Ranocchia, his turn to play the aimless ball into space behind the defence. And we've moved into the final minute. And I was saying that both coaches will be reasonably happy. Both on target to qualify for France next year, the European Championships. Italy might have a little bit more of a topsy-turvy route, as they're only second in their group and have the not inconsiderable matter of their next game away to Croatia, who are top and in good form. England, for their part, comfortably ahead of everybody in their group after the side who were expected to rival them. Switzerland seem to have fallen apart a little bit since the World Cup, but anyway, let's focus on these last few seconds here in Turin. England with the free kick and with plenty of men forward as well, trying to grab a winning goal at what would be the very death of the match. Townsend bends it in. Not much venom on the ball, though. And that indeed was the last action. Italy won, England won here at the Juventus Stadium. Graziano, Pellè put recent struggles for Southampton behind him to head Italy in front after 29 minutes. But England's substitute, Andros Townsend, fired in a very fine goal from the edge of the penalty area with just 11 minutes remaining to level things up. And in truth, a draw was probably the right result. Both teams had chances. Buffon had to make 2 or 3 smart saves. Rooney also hit the bar. Eder missed a good opportunity for the Italians, and Antonelli missed when put clean through with just 5 minutes left. But 1-1, the right result. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Turin this evening, and we hope to see you the next time round. So far for tonight.